Welcome back to FM Storey. It's time for the run into season 2, and things didn't go as well as we would have hoped in the last episode. We are still top of the table with 5 points clear of Leverkusen, but we've got big games left before the end of the season against both Leverkusen and Leipzig. We got humiliatingly thrown out of the Champions League by Feyenoord. We won the away leg 2-1 and then managed to lose the home leg 3-1. We are still in the DFB Pokal. We're in the semi-final against Hertha Berlin, and that's up first. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So, as we said, we're straight into the action with the semi-final of the DFB Pokal against Hertha. They do have one of our players on loan in Iran Kunda. We have opted for a change of formation because we've been so hit and miss with that 4-3-3 that we've gone back to 4-2-3-1. So we've got Upamecano and Kone in the defensive midfield roles with Sané, Musiala, Gnabry behind Harry Kane. So they're going with the same formation as well. Right, Ataboli with the goal kick wide to Sacha Bowie into Upamecano. Sané cutting in, finds Musiala. Wide, Guerrero coming forward from left back, driving in field into the box. It's worked its way through to Musiala. He's finished past the keeper, and that's exactly the start we were needing in this game. Musiala out to Guerrero, who just drives in field towards the box. He gets crowded out. It somehow just squirms through. Musiala with the first time shot past the keeper to put us 1-0 up. Right, free kick for them in our half. Was lifted into the box as a header. We're going to get a check for offside, but I don't think it is. And we've conceded so many similar goals this season. Just no one there. Once the header comes down to him, he's completely free in the box. Right, from the kickoff, Kane back to Kone. Min-jae out to Rafael Guerrero. Infield looking for Musiala. He's given the ball away. Oh, Sané nicks it back, drives towards the byline, crosses it in, and it's an easy take for their keeper, who then goes long with it. But Min-jae wins ahead of Musiala. Kone into Gnabry on the edge of the box, and he just couldn't keep the shot down. There we are, half-time 1-1, and we've really got ourselves in the foot with the defender from that set piece. And we've got it all to do again in the second half. Right, Musiala back to De Ligt. Upamecano brings it forward. Sané into Musiala in the box. He's blocked off. Sané back looking for Musiala. He goes down. Kane's shot saved by the keeper, and it's been turned behind for a corner. Guerrero to take it. Lifts it into the near post, and there's De Ligt. Power the header past the keeper. Guerrero's been in and out of the team so far this season. Davies has been preferred at left back, but Guerrero gives us a set piece threat. And then De Ligt with a header, powering it home. Puts back in front. Got a corner for them now. Lifted towards the back post. We've got a head on it, still alive though. And John Joe Kenny scores for Hertha. We didn't get it clear. and then no one really on the edge of the box to the challenge. And we've got a few players that need to come off. We've got fresh legs on the pitch. They've gone along with a goal kick, and they've won the header. Gone back to the goalkeeper. We're not getting really close enough to closing down, but Goretzka wins it back from a poor pass. Flicked to Sasha Bowie. Driving in field, finds Kone over the top to Tell, whose first time cross, and Leonardo's effort from close range is blocked by the keeper. Right into the last 10 minutes, still 2-2. A goal now would surely win it for either side. Guerrero with the throw. Baldanzi back to Conrad Lima. Baldanzi on the edge of the area. And the keeper makes a good save. It wasn't the hardest hit shot. Into injury time, 6 minutes of it. And there we go. The 90 minutes are over. Finished 2-2. We just have not really been ourselves in this game. 30 minutes to win it before penalties come around. The one issue we might have is we're into extra time. We've made all our substitutions, and we do have some very, very tired players still on the pitch. That could be a concern. But I suspect they've made all of their subs as well. But that's half time and extra time. Nothing happened in the first half of extra time. And it looks like it's going to drift away to penalties. The other semi-finals also 1-1. Right. They've got a throw in our half. They've got space down the right-hand side to pull back to the edge of the area. And it appears we're about to go out of the Cup in similar fashion, although not quite as embarrassingly as we did in the Champions League. From the kickoff, Conrad Lima, wide to Gnabry, Goretzka to Lima, Gnabry, back to De Ligt, Gnabry, just not going forward. They're blocking off any forward pass. Sasha Bowie, Goretzka over the top, looking for Gnabry, pulls it back to Goretzka, lifts it in towards the box. Conrad Lima on the volley goes wide. Probably not the player I was wanting that one to drop to. Into injury time now, at the end of extra time, and we've got a corner. Guerrero to take it. Gnabry swings the cross over to the back post. Hell. Back to Baldanzi. And we're still alive somehow. I'm not quite sure why we went for the short corner at this stage of the game. But the short corner to Gnabry, he lifts it up to the back post. Their defender gets on it. Tell just lays it off. Baldanzi takes a touch and then just smashes it into the top corner. And we're heading for penalties. All right, us up first. Matisse Tell, who scored a couple of big penalties this season in league games. And the keeper saves it. Abakovic hits the post. A bit of a lifeline there. Serge Gnabry stepping up to take the second penalty. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Gets the scoring opened in the penalty shootout. Dardai, who thought he'd scored the winner for them in extra time, and Atibolu saves it. Rafael Guerrero stepping up. Got us 2-0 up after 3 penalties. Hit the post. We've had 5 penalties and 4 of them have been missed so far. This is not a show of excellence in penalty taking. Christensen to step up to take their third and scores. So after 3 penalties each, 1-1. Marcus Leonardo to step up to take our fourth. After 8 penalties in total, 2 of them have been scored. With that in mind, this is a big penalty for Baldanzi. If he can take it to put pressure on their 5th penalty taker. So we're 2-1 up with 1 penalty left in the normal shootout. It's Clemens stepping up to take it. And he scores. So, in theory, the best penalty takers for both teams. 10 penalties taken, 4 scored. Goretzka steps up for us, and the keeper saves, and surely they're not going to miss another one. Lawrence to step up and take it and scores. And that, given the number of penalties we missed in the penalty shootout, might actually be more embarrassing than the way we went out of the Champions League. And we did say at the end of the last episode that if we managed to win the league and the DFB Pokal, we would have a decision to make about whether to stay with Bayern Munich. The decision is completely out of our hands now. The decision is now going to be with the Bayern Munich board as to whether we actually manage to keep the job or not. And we'd better go and win the league now. We are approaching the end of April, and after that defeat in the semi-final of the DFB Pokal, we changed the formation again. We went back to the 4-3-3, and our form has finally started to pick up just at the right time. We started by destroying Leipzig at home. We were 6-0 up before they got a penalty. We made it 7-1. They pulled another goal back for 7-2. Matisse Tell was absolutely outstanding. Harry Kane got a hat-trick. Just a really good performance. We then followed that up with a comfortable 4-0 victory over Schalke. We had a penalty missed and we had a couple of goals disallowed, but we did enough to get the 3 points. And then the most recent game against second place Leverkusen. Very little actually happened of note in the game. I don't think there was a highlight in the second half until Goretzka scored a great header to put us 1-0 up. And then Sané drove the defence and it went in off Hincapi to give us a 2-0 victory, which means that with 4 games left, we are 10 points clear. Now, if we win our next game, we win the title. Leverkusen get beat because they're kicking off in one of the earlier games. If Leverkusen get beat, we win the title. If they draw and we draw, we win the title, I think. But basically, we've got a game coming up against Wolfsburg that if we win it, we win the title. We might already be champions going into that game. We'll obviously have to see. But it would be a good end to a season which has had some disappointing points. I mean, losing to second division Hertha Berlin in the semi-final of the DFB Pokal, losing 3-1 at home, having won an away leg against Feyenoord to go out of the Champions League, just unacceptable. And if we want to keep this job, have another chance at the DFB Pokal and the Champions League with Bayern Munich next season, we're going to need to win the title. So hopefully we can get that wrapped up quickly and then finish the season and see what we need to do transfer-wise in the summer. So going into the game against Wolfsburg, Leverkusen hammered Heidenheim 5-1. So they've narrowed the gap to 7 points. So if we win this game against Wolfsburg, we are champions. We have, as I said, gone back to the 4-3-3. So we've gone with Kim and Jane, Upamecano as centre half, Delict in front of the back four, with Kone and Musiala, and then Matthias Tell wide right because Koeman is injured. So Sané's wide left. And that's the team, and we've gone with Newell in goal just because Atibolu, around the time of that exit from the Champions League and the DFB Pokal, put in a couple of stinkers of performances. So Newell, I think, is a bit more solid, and hopefully we can come away with the 3 points here against Wolfsburg to secure the title. Right, free kick for them. Maya lifts it into the box. We've got a head on it, and again, Kone loses out. Minsky couldn't get it on target, thankfully. Right, a corner for us. Guerrero to take it. Swings it in towards the far post. Delict with a header, and it comes crashing back off the post. Right, Mazraoui, Kone, Min-jae in looking for Musiala in the midfield. He's lost out. Guerrero makes a tackle, but Wimmer still got it. And then goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Lacroix. When Kaminsky's in behind Mazraoui. And luckily he went for the near post and hit the post and went wide rather than going across the keeper. We look a bit vulnerable to them on the counter-attack. But we're controlling possession. We've had the best chances. 0-0 at half-time. Plenty of work to do if we want to secure the title today. Actually, we made one change at half-time. Alphonso Davies has come on for the injured Rafael Guerrero. They're attacking now down their left-hand side. Mela goes to the bar and gets a cross into the back post. Wimmer's header. He got up above Davies. His header clips the top of the bar and goes over. And we've got away with one there. Lacroix out wide to Wimmer. And they're doing well to keep it, and we're not really coming close to getting the ball off them again. Shot from distance. Newell nearly made a mistake with that one, but in the end he's managed to turn it behind for a corner. And Maya to take the corner. Outswinger, we've got a head on it. It's dropped. We've got a block on it. And Maya goes back. Right, Sané with a corner. Delict with a header. And just wide of the near post. Right, into the last 10 minutes. We need a goal if we're going to secure the title today. It seems to just be petering out a bit here. Gnabry's down injured. They've gone with a long throw. Davies heads it down. Goretzka wins it back. Sané loses it. Jens with the cross. And the roller coaster is not over. Decent cross, good header. And now the title is back up for grabs. Gnabry. Davies looking to go on the outside. Crosses towards the back post. It's headed up in the air. Goretzka gets his head on it. And it lands on the roof of the net. And there we go, full time. We've lost when we could have won the title. We're now 7 points clear at the top of the table with 3 games left to play. So we should. It's going to take us probably, especially with the goal difference. We're probably going to have to lose every game we've got left for Leverkusen to win the title. But there's some serious issues with this team. Following that defeat against Wolfsburg, we actually did manage to wrap up the title in the next game. We won 6-0 at home against Bochum. We then beat Hanover 5-0 away from home. And then we wrapped up the season with a 2-0 victory at home against Mönchengladbach. That meant we ended up finishing top of the table. We actually ended up winning the league by 11 points from Leverkusen, with Leipzig and Dortmund in third and fourth. Sané was absolutely outstanding for us during the league season. We do have some issues in the squad, in that a couple of players want to move on. There's a couple of players we probably need to move on. We weren't quite as solid as I would like, even though we did win the title. It came back to bite us in the Champions League, where we were knocked out in the round of 16 by Feyenoord. Having won the first leg 2-1, we lost the second leg 3-2, so 3-1 to go out, 4-3 on aggregate. And then obviously getting knocked out, as we saw at the start of this episode, in the semi-final of the DFB Pokal by second division Hertha Berlin, who actually went on to win the competition. We should have won that game. In the end, we were desperate to hold on for penalties, and then that penalty shootout was just embarrassing. So what that does mean, obviously, is that we have added the Bundesliga to the trophy haul for the Glory Hunt to save. Having won the FA Cup and the Conference League with Aston Villa last season, we've won the Bundesliga this season with Bayern Munich. We've still got the DFB Pokal to get in Germany. As long as they don't sack us now that the season's finished, we're going to stay on and try and win the DFB Pokal next season. And also, realistically, this is a squad that should be going a long way in the Champions League. So hopefully we can do better than we did this season there. The other reason for wanting to hang about, there isn't very many decent jobs, or at least yet. We're at the 1st of June, so obviously there's a chance that some more will open up later on in the summer. But, I mean, Real Sociedad's probably the best job in Spain that's available. Fiorentina and Salernitana, based on where they finished last season, based on where all of these teams finished last season, the reason for the managers getting sacked, there's not really an appetising one there. And even the managers whose job roles are insecure, you've got Lazio and Man United, and that's it. And no one that's really close to being a challenger for a title in that country. Obviously, as we said, we've got unfinished business with Bayern Munich in the DFB Pokal next season. Hopefully we can get that rattled off the next season. And like I say, realistically, a club like Bayern Munich should be going a lot further in the Champions League than we managed this season. So main aims for next season, obviously the DFB Pokal and the Champions League. Obviously the league we're going to have to do well in, otherwise we won't get the chance to do well in the other two competitions because they'll end up sacking us. But and there we are, the end of it. Another episode, the end of another season. We've picked up the third of the trophies that we need to win this season. There's 13 trophies in total that we need to win over the save. We've got 3 of them now. Obviously, as we said, the aim for next season is the DFB Pokal and to do a lot better in the Champions League, as long as Bayern Munich don't sack us. I think there'll probably need to be some big moves in the transfer market, both ins and outs, in the summer to prepare us for next season. So join us next time to see what we do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.